Hello, my star seeds. Thank you for being here. This is for Scorpio, which is a Lenormand deck and some of the Oracle. So, first of all, keep in mind that this will resonate with some of you and it won't with others. Okay, so take what does resonate and just remove what doesn't. Let me fix my arm here. Darn. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to go ahead with the reading. Now remember that from the what I call a little tutorial, um, I explained that this is you, Scorpio, right here. Okay. And then this is a partner. Okay. So it could be any kind of a partner. So here we go. Let's start with your side. Oh, and this is your shadow card right here. And this is your partner's shadow card. If you do not know anything about the shadow card, can't remember, whatever the heck, down below there is a video explaining everything about the shadow card, because the shadow card usually explains the whole situation. So, and it's a triangle. So just keep that in mind. If you can have a moment, go down, look, view it, and then come back so that you'd understand what the shadow card is all about. So with that said, let's just start with you. So you have the bear, the lilies, the key, and the cross. Wow. Okay. Give me a moment, because when I open these up, I have to look here to see what's going on. Interesting. But then I call every, what do you call it? Every reading interesting. Now, when you blend the bear with the lilies, a lot of you are thinking about your pension plan, life insurance, or bonds, because this is regarding that situation. Many of you are with the bear. There's an indication of cash flow. Now, I just want to remind you, Scorpio, that some of you are dealing with some kind of a boss that's, well, he could be a physical trainer, because it's a masculine energy. And the individual is sort of like, how should I say, hirsute, and kind of strong and large in the torso. This is also an indication that some of you may have to deal with some weight loss or weight control, because that's what the bear indicates in this area here. And with the lilies, because this indicates responsible for some form of cash flow, you guys are thinking very much, or planning, or reviewing your pension plan, all your life insurance information, and if you are into bonds, you are reviewing the whole situation there, okay? Because the lily itself, it's an indication that many of you Scorpios are very content at this time. You know, you're content that you either completed a project, and you can go on content with the situation, with your project, with everything. You're basically at peace and content with it. This particular lily, the lilies, it's a very zen factor. Now, this individual that you're dealing with is an older individual. It's usually masculine. But it could be feminine, but it's usually masculine that we deal with here. So it could be a partner, or it could be a boss. So you would know better than I would. Okay, so just reading as I go along. But anyway, it does indicate you're dealing with someone that's older, maybe even fatherly like, you know, just fatherly like. As well, so as we blend the lilies with the keys, this is also beautiful. This is karmic, by the way. The key is always karmic. In other words, you're going to be learning some kind of karmic lesson, um, and you'll realize it afterwards. Okay, you're also going to be dealing with individuals uh, that is within the karmic arena. This is here some kind of life purpose. So it's asking you with the key to please pay attention to signs and synchronicity. So if you see the number of 44 over and over and over again, or 400 or 200 or whatever, you see it over and over again, pay attention to that because it's already a clue as to what the situation is all about. Pay close attention to that. This particular karmic card here, the 33, some of you are into, I always say that with number 33, some of you are into, what do you call those, Freemason, or you know about the Freemason, or someone isn't around you involved with the Freemason. It's also a yes card. So if you have had a question, or you've been questioning yourself about one particular situation or person, the answer is yes with this. There's many like major events that are going to be taking place here because of that karmic circle, the karmic lessons that's coming your way, or that has been there, because it's a lot of it has to do with your past. But it's also telling you here, Scorpio, you know, because some of you have been doubting or having some kind of fear. It's also telling you to, not to be afraid to pursue your dreams, and to have faith, to have faith. Again, I'm going to remind you that this has some kind of past life connection. If you pay attention to the symbols and the synchronicity, it will lead you to that connection, that past life connection. It will remind you of that. You will see it. Now, going from the key and blending in with the cross, many of you have been praying for someone, or uh, how should I say it, repeating mantras, or paying a little more attention to, or questioning religions, because that's what this here indicates with the cross. The cross, it's weird. You've got the karmic key, and you have the karmic cross. So somewhere in here, you probably already know what this would deal with, because you have two strong karmic cards. Wow, some of you are experiencing pain, or will be experiencing pain that's going to affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Some of you are right on there with the faith. This is with the faith. And it has to do with your religious beliefs, because you're going to be making a lot of sacrifices here. You feel as if as if there's no there are like unanswered questions. There's so much that you need to, or you're trying to probe into and find out about, but you feel, this uneasy feeling that won't go away regarding that. It's like floating over you. Again, it's because it's karmic. Much has to do with your past. Wow. Wow. And these both have to do with a past karmic connection. This with the bear and the lilies, I am saying it now. I believe like almost 100%, 99.99999, that it's a partner right here. And both together, but you're dealing with the cash flow and your documents. Um, your documents, please, for your own health. If you guys are either gaining weight, or you feel like your weight, you just have no control over the weight, you need to do something, because it's bothering you. It's bothering the partner, um, getting you worried, because with the lilies, with the lilies, the how should I say it? You see, I've got to be. I don't want anybody getting fearful about anything. I don't like to sugarcoat anything, and I'd rather not sugarcoat it. But sometimes people just don't, But again, it will resonate with some and not with all. But there's something worrying you here, and but you're going to get an answer, because you have the bear here, which is, but has to do with the finances. You're investigating it. There's a reason why. That because perhaps this older individual, okay, is getting to an age, a ripe age, and you guys want to make sure that everything is straightened out. Okay, but there's something else that I can't. I'm feeling it here, but I can't explain it here. There's something or someone that you're worried about. Okay, now it could be an elder individual, but because there's a bear, the bear, something here is missing, and it might be with your shadow card. But something here is missing in between. Again, this whole thing is karmic, and something that has to do with your past. And it might also have to do something with your partner's past as well, because there's two of them here, and they're kind of strong. These are kind of strong. Wow. Okay, so let's check your shadow card. I'm working in a very, very tight area, so please bear with me. Oh, okay. See, I've got to say this. The owls represent a couple. A couple. Okay? Wow. Very interesting. Now, regarding or blending this, because this is the triangle here, blending the owls or the birds with with the lilies, again, it leads to some kind of a life purpose. Some of you are selling selling via the phone, because there's a lot of verbal exchanges here. There's a lot of verbal exchanges, and a lot of communication going back and forth, back and forth. Some of you might be interviewing someone or getting interviewed. And interview doesn't necessarily mean for a job or a position. I mean, or not position, but I mean for a job, a job interview. It doesn't necessarily mean that. But either you're interviewing someone or they're interviewing you. So there's questions involved here. Like I said, verbal exchanges going back and forth, back and forth. And then if you blend the, oh my goodness, well, we've got the lilies here with the birds, and this also can indicate seniors, a senior or seniors. Maybe some of you are working with seniors. Okay. And by the way, these are like serious discussions. They're not like hello, how are you, what you going, how's the day going, how's the weather. No, these are like serious discussions. Wow. Now, involving the key, when you cross it with the key, again, oh my gosh, it indicates a karmic partner, because it's a couple, a karmic partner. This individual may be a twin, may have a or twin brother or sister. So that's a possibility. But this is a soulmate. Here's a soulmate. Wow, wow. And again, let me remind you that if you had a question in mind, if you had some kind of question in mind that's been probing, and you've been asking yourself or even writing it down, the answer is yes, because the key will always be yes for any kind of question that you have, whether it's negative or positive. It's a yes card. Wow, this is very interesting. Wow, I like it. I mean, it's just, but there's something that you guys as a couple, that you're kind of worried about. It can't pinpoint it here, but it has to be either with someone that's older or with the partner itself. There's a lot of sacrifices being done here. A lot of sacrifices, Scorpio, that you have to make. And you have to make it with more than one decision. You need more than one decision for each event that's happening, because you've got the twins here, the two birds. So there's more than one decision that has to be made, and you've got to think about it. And they are unfortunately real sacrifices. You know, they're real sacrifices. Wow. So with that said, on the Scorpion side, let's go to your partner or a partner. Mm. You have the coffin, the mice. It's always more than one. You have the sun, and you have the child. Interesting here. Mm. Guys, like I said, I really can't sugarcoat this. Now, whenever the sun appears, I can tell you this right now, okay? Whenever the sun appears, positive changes occur, always on the positive side, it will occur. In any reading with the sun. So there's a possibility that some huge changes could be on here. And I'm going to tell you why. I mean, this is, it's like one of those things there that people have to be watchful and saying, but that's what it's all about. This individual, this partner, most of the time feels an emotional drain, or they're drained because they are surrounded by what I call emotional vampires. Just emotional vampires. And you know what they do? Emotional vampires make you sick, make you very ill. So, oh man. So this here is actually an indication when it's blended of depression um, and phobias. It could also indicate here that this person is trying real hard to start all over again, to start over. But because of the mouse, and they may have to start over because the mouse and the coffin together is an indication that this individual may have to give up material possessions or even a relationship. This is huge transformation here of all sorts, huge transformation. There's someone here that has a destructive behavior, or this person is dealing with someone with a destructive behavior. Because this, like I said, this leads to depression, phobias, and even someone being suicidal. There's just sadness here. There's some form of sadness here, and it's something that they feel like they cannot control, like it's out of control by now. That perhaps in the past it could have been controlled or leveled out, but this side sort of like has gone too far. Like it's at the point where um, there's just no control. There's a lot of when you blend this with the mouse. There's a lot of nervousness, anxiety, worries all the time, and grieving. You actually grieve because right here. There's mental and the coffin. It's facing with the head up on the left side. The it indicates like mental weaknesses. Some of you might experience, your partner may experience a lot of on and off, but noticeable loss of memory. This is actually a health warning. It's a health warning, you know. But again, things can change if other forms of solution are available. Things can change, you know. Like seeing a therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But this here leads to, because of the mouse. I dislike this card immensely. There's losses involved, you know. But looky here, you've got the sun right under it, which indicates it indicates some kind of challenging victory. Some kind of challenging victory. Like I said, when the sun is is there in any spread, it's a good omen as opposed to the mice, which is considered a bad omen. But when you, like I said, when you combine these two, it's a challenging victory because the sun, the sun regards to or is associated with victory as well as ego and the energy uh, that's generated from the sun. Also, protection, some form of protection, or an attractiveness. Because when the sun is out and glowing, everything is so beautiful. The colors show brighter. Everything is seen in a lot better ways, in more innocent ways. You know. Now you do have to consider the darker side, and I'm saying this because you have the child underneath you, underneath the sun. You have the child. But you also have to consider the dark side, which is selfishness and overbearing energy. Okay? But because the sun is here, remember, because this is for your partner. Your partner, because the sun is here, you can brave any obstacles. But again, it's above the child. So this is going to relate to the child card as well. Okay. Now, in blending the sun with the child normally reminds us of teenage years and also innocence, and the fact that at that time the individual is fragile, and there's a lot of immaturity involved in here. Also irresponsibility, someone that's not as responsible. So you may you're dealing with someone, a young adult. Your partner's dealing with some young adult, but I have the funny feeling you both are dealing with a young adult that seems to be sort of petite, shorter than average. And I'm going to tell you that even though the child card has a female, feminine energy, it's a male. Because the sun is masculine, the moon is feminine. So this is masculine energy. This boy is very energetic. And most likely an honor student or does well at school. And it will go along with the sun as a person that's kind of brave. You might find them, like kind of courageous. The child has courage and adversity. Wants to reach goals, has goals to reach. But you may both be dealing with a young adult that's quite immature and irresponsible. Now, if this destruction, because it's the last card, if this destructive individual is the child, and the child is showing the dark side of the sun, which is selfishness, and overbearing energy, that's kind of radical. This is all leading to the worries, the depression. I'm going to repeat again, because these two cards are here. If there's any sign that's worrying you, please take care of it, because this is here in mentioning suicide. So please Do take care of the situation now. Don't wait for tomorrow. If for those of you that are dealing with this, okay, take care of it ASAP. Don't wait. Even if what a doctor says, if the doctor says that the child is okay, whether the diagnosis or anything says it's okay, that there's nothing wrong with this uh, child or immature adult, that do it. Just do it. Just do it so that this worry that's killing you, killing your partner here. You know what I mean by killing your partner. It's not a physical kind of thing that I want to talk to you about, but it's draining the individual to the point of sickness. The sickness. Now let's see what the shadow card has to say. Whoa. Okay. Now this is hitting employment or work, some kind of work.